Hey everyone, welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
It's podcast.
This week, new and improved with Gus, Chris, Barbara, and Jack.
Hello,
Internet. New and improved because no Bernie and no Gavin.
Is that improved without Bernie and Gavin?
Improved, I say. They
Bernie and Gavin are at What's Trending right now in Los Angeles.
They just wrapped being on What's Trending with Shira Lazar, and I was like, those motherfuckers. I was watching in here angry. I was like, they went on another live show. I was like, our show's about to start.
So jealous.
So jealous.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so Chris, how many times have you peed in the last 30 minutes?
3.
Speaking of before we start, you peed 3 times.
Are you like nervous that you don't want to go?
I wanted to make sure because I didn't get yelled at for having to go pee. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go.
We're like, okay.
Well, I was like, all right, I'm going to the bathroom, and then it's like 10 minutes. Like I could go again.
You mean
so I go 5 minutes, and I'm like, all right, I still got 3 minutes. I can maybe squeeze out a little more.
I appreciate the effort.
Yeah. Thank you.
Me, in my opinion, he's breaking the seal. Now he's screwed. Now you're gonna have to.
But you hadn't been drinking. Did you just start drinking?
Yes.
Yeah, he's fine.
All right. Should we take bets on whether or not Chris could have to leave?
Chris is fine. Chris is
I'd
a
bet
big boy.
against me, honestly. I wouldn't put money.
I'll put paranoid about it.
I get really nervous. Like right before we went live, I went to the studio next door, and I try every time before we go live, I try to force myself to take a dump.
Oh yeah.
And it was the most unsatisfying dump in the world. It's like I felt no relief from it.
What does that even mean?
It's like I wanted to like blow it out in the toilet, you know, like really like be like, oh, there's no way I could take a dump for the next 12 hours. But no.
Your asshole's just so
Classy.
destroyed from that shit that it's like
Gross.
never again.
Now you went too far.
Yeah, it did.
Jesus.
I'm okay with it.
Like,
Anyway,
I want to destroy that
But
toilet.
Chris ran into the bathroom and it came out like super fast, and I was like, "There's no way you wash your hands that much time."
I washed my hands.
And then I said, "Okay, what color is the soap?" And he's like, "Oh," and I'm like,
Hey,
all right, that's how you catch someone when they're like, "Oh, I didn't." Yeah, if you don't.
It was
see the soap.
it was either clear or pink.
I think it was white
It
actually.
was whatever.
Was it bar soap?
No.
No, it's the little
All right,
squishy thing.
Story seems legit so far.
All right.
Yeah.
Checking out. Okay, so we were trying to set Chris up for something, but he totally did not go for it. He was telling a story before the podcast. We tried to recreate the conversation.
I was like, we set up the
got
spike.
to
Like,
the same
oh,
point.
there you go.
And then that's why we had that awkward moment of silence. And I was like,
There was the thing that you said before.
and I said I was not going to
Yeah, he
mention
literally
that.
said he wasn't
That's
going
right,
to talk
you're
about
right.
that.
Well, what we were talking about.
Now it
bats.
looks like we don't know each
Oh
other. We
my
don't know what we're
God.
talking about.
What's
talking
going
about
on?
bats. When
Huh?
I was a kid, I was a big Calvin Hobbes fan,
Okay.
and in one of the comics, he goes in the toilet and then flushes it and spins around because he hates taking baths.
It's like
and,
his solution to bathing.
Yeah, and because he like tricked his mom, and so I was like, I'm gonna do that one time, and so I climbed in the toilet and flushed it. Didn't spin around, but still got out like I was clean.
So you really got in the toilet?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I don't know. I was old enough to
He was
fit in the
16.
toilet, but
Wait,
I don't know.
So you must have been like 3 months old.
no, I mean I was probably like
Did you get like 1
4.
foot in the toilet?
I don't know, 4 or 5. I was
Oh my
too old to
God.
be in a toilet, that's for sure. But I mean,
When is not too old? Yeah, so when is not too old to get
if
in
you're
the
not a
toilet?
prom night baby, you should not be in the toilet.
I didn't
No,
know
I
I was
mean-
pregnant.
So that's getting cut from
like I mean, you do when you're a kid, like you think weird stuff is a good idea.
Of course.
Yeah,
Like-
I guess so.
Like you believe anything.
What's the closest you've ever come to death as a child? Like, have you ever done anything dumb that you look back now and go, how did I not get myself killed? I know I used to climb trees when I was a kid all the time. I remember one time I fell out of a tree that was probably 20 or 30 feet up, and I flailed my arms and just happened to catch a limb and stop myself. I'm like, there's no way I
You
would've
caught
survived.
yourself falling one arm.
Yeah.
What are you, like a fucking action hero?
Dude, I
How
know,
old were you?
I climbed so many damn trees. I was probably in middle school at that point, so what, 12, 13, something like that?
Wow.
Like the biking age where you bicycle everywhere and go way too far away from home.
The biking age.
Yeah. You know where you ride bikes all over the place, and then you realize like, oh God, I'm 5 miles away from my parents' house, which is like that might as well be in San Antonio if you're in Austin. So,
Me and
yeah.
my brother used to play this game when we would bike home from school every day. There was like this path that you could take to my house from school to my street. And the path also got off on another street before ours. And we would have this competition where we would both get off on that street and try to get home first because we didn't know the directions from that street. I would always go the opposite direction.
I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. Your mic is screwed up, so
Okay.
you should try to reseat it and see if you can get that fixed because no one can hear what you're saying. So I'll interject with my own biking story for a little while.
All right.
So when I was a kid, I had a bike, and you have like the brakes on the handlebars.
Yeah.
And with mine, you always use the right brake, which is your back wheel, not the left brake, which is your front wheel. So with mine, like the little cable would always come out of the brake, but it was like I knew, like, okay, just put the cable back in, now the brake works. When the cable pop out, you couldn't break it all.
Yeah.
One time, my sister took my bike without my permission, and we lived on top of a hill.
Oh, God. I love where
And
this is going.
she just took off and started going down the hill. And I was like, well, she's fucked. And of course, sure enough, as she got down near the bottom of the hill, brakes didn't work.
Oh,
and she
no.
tried to, it was a 90-degree turn, it was a left turn.
Oh.
She turned, was going way too fast, and like slammed right into the neighbor's mailbox that was down there at the bottom of the
Oh, my
street.
God.
And I saw her like hit it, and then like flip like a rag doll. And then I just saw her like laying there, not moving. So I just went back inside, told my mom, like, I think you need to call an ambulance or something. My sister's down there in a pile at the bottom of the street.
She's probably dead down there.
So what were you saying, Barbara? Let's see if your mic's working now.
Is my mic working? Are we good?
Just start talking.
Yeah, start talking.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so we would take this path down the street from my school to my house, and you could get off at a street before you get off at my street, and we would go opposite ways on that street and see who would get home first, because we don't know where we are or anything like
Right.
that. I would always go the opposite direction, wait till I saw my brother turn the corner, get back on the path, and go down to where our street was. And I would always make it home before him, and every time he's like, "How did you do that?" So
Have you told him your secrets since then?
I did now, as he's watching right now on the podcast. So, hey, Steven, sorry I lied to you for 17 years.
Almost got your brother killed
Yeah.
on a bike.
How long of a stretch? Like, how many times did this happen? What time period are we talking
It was at
here?
least like 4 or 5 years of summers worth
And
of
he
it.
never beat you.
Never,
He never
not
once
once.
questioned that. Like, he never stopped.
I would
you
love
for
to
that.
I would
ask
get
him
home
about
and be
this.
like eating food, and I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?"
I would love to ask you about this. Like, you know, he must have been going crazy. Like, what the fuck? How is it? Like, he must be like, she's a much better bicyclist than me. You were like a Lance Armstrong for your time.
Yeah. It's
Also
true.
cheating.
Yeah. It works on 2 levels. People keep asking what's on the bottom of your shirt.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I don't know if we have a close-up shot.
It says space for
It
rent.
says space for rent.
So what's the deal with your
Yeah.
with
Do you
your
want to
Alright.
say why your foot's up?
So the reason why my foot's up is because I don't even see this patch on my my shin here. But
cross promotion for our other podcast?
there you go.
The patch.
The patch.
Patch on the shin.
That's all it is.
Anyway, so I was in Australia last week. I got back, or I was in New Zealand actually, and I flew back last Monday. And then like ever since I got back from my long plane flight, my legs started hurting a little bit. And the last couple of days it's hurt a lot. And I was like, that's not good. So you can't see it because it's covered, but it's red. And dumb me did the Google thing because they talk about deep vein thrombosis on planes and like long flights, and it was just like, you know, where there's like a blood clot in your leg and then it breaks off and kills you. So I Googled that, and the first image that popped up was like, oh, that's my leg. Like that was like exactly what it looked like.
Had a big bump in it or something.
Yeah, it was like a big sore bump, and then it was like red, and I'm like,
And you just flew
Well,
a whole lot.
yeah. So I'm like, fantastic. I'm gonna die now. So I went to the doctor, and they said basically it's not that bad, like, but it still could be a blood clot.
Yeah.
So they said like keep my leg up and keep it warm. So that's why it's got a little thing on it. So I should be okay. But I'm also taking some pills right now, so I can't be drinking beer. So I'm drinking my non-beer.
Really?
So worst case scenario is you die.
Yeah.
So that
'Cause you're
is there a median? Is
Well,
it
no,
like
so,
you
I mean,
lose the leg,
No,
or
I
is
mean,
it just like
this
dead?
is early,
or-
so this isn't bad. So like, I mean, like it's getting better already, but it's one of those things where if you let something like that go and it actually turns out to be something very bad, it basically could create a blood clot, and that blood clot could break and then go up into your lungs and cause you to have a pulmonary embolism, or it can go into your brain and just have you to have an aneurysm, which is like not good. So anyway, I'm keeping an eye on it. It's good. Don't worry, I'm alive as of right now.
There was I think it was an NBC reporter who died of deep vein thrombosis a few years ago in
Really?
Iraq.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like when he landed.
Yeah.
Did
So-
Brandon just tell you that on the earpiece?
No.
I was like, how do you know that? Seems like such like a
Because-
weird
Because
he
fact.
flies a lot. I
Yeah,
would
I think
imagine
about
he-
deep vein thrombosis sometimes.
Yeah.
If anything related to airplane travel and disasters,
Especially disasters.
I'm gonna,
or something
I'm gonna
that
go
can
to you.
wrong. Yeah, I'm all about it.
So I've been using
I'm prepared.
cguru.com, by the way. That
That
website,
site, man,
that
I used
site
to.
is
Yeah.
awesome.
The site's still around?
Yeah.
They don't have an app for that yet?
They might, but it's
Yeah.
all. I'm always like booking flights, so I just have like one window up and the other up.
One of
so.
my planes landed really scarily on one of my flights home this trip.
like what?
What? Like it went boo.
It yeah, it goes
Like, oh!
There were clowns on the side of the runway, like ah.
But usually, you know, when a plane lands, you feel the back wheels go down
Yeah.
and then the front wheel. This one, like the back wheels went down and then it like bounced a little bit and like
Undulated?
went back down, and I was just like, oh fuck,
yeah.
because I thought it was just gonna like.
Yeah.
But it
There
was
was
good.
that, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, there was that Southwest plane that landed nose wheel first.
Yeah, in New York.
In San Francisco, wasn't it?
No,
It
that
was
was
New
in New York. Asiana is the one.
What was
that-
the San Francisco?
Asiana
that was one. That was
Airlines.
747 that hit its tail on the.
Was it a
the embankment.
747?
It was a bigger plane. I
was
think
an
it was
Airbus, I thought.
747. I don't know. But it hit its tail going in.
But yeah, so the Southwest flight landed nose gear first, and it collapsed.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Did it happen like that, or was it? I thought he landed normally and then it broke.
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, he landed nose first.
All right. Oops.
Terrifies me.
Yeah, a little too much weight for
My
just
bad.
the
No one
nose-
got hurt
the
on that
nose
one.
gear.
Or no one got seriously hurt on that.
Correct. Southwest, I think, is the only major airline that's never had a fatality on a plane of a passenger, except for once. Years ago, this was back like I think in the mid to late 90s, there was a guy who went nuts on a flight to Vegas and was like trying to hurt people, so the passengers subdued him, and in the process of subduing him, they suffocated him and he died.
Oh, Jesus.
So I think that's the only death that's ever occurred on a Southwest flight.
Wow.
They also had an accident a few years back in Chicago, where they the runway was icy and the plane overshot the runway and hit a car that was driving along the outside of the.
And killed the person in the car?
Yeah, killed a person. I think killed a little kid in the car.
Oh.
It slid off the runway and hit this car.
Jesus.
So I think those are the only deaths.
And that's
related
not
to
even
Southwest
someone in the
flights.
plane.
Right.
You explain these like you were there, like watching. You're like,
Gus is
well,
a storyteller.
I love.
What's
I
that
love
website
that
you go
stuff.
to that has all the black box stuff and all
Air
like,
disaster.
Air
That hasn't
Disa-
been updated in a few years,
Oh, really?
unfortunately. Yeah.
Man, you used to talk about that thing
Unfortunately.
all the damn time.
Isn't it fortunately?
Well, no, there's been accidents that just aren't updated anymore.
Gotcha.
When I was in LA, like I had about a 5-hour layover when I was in Los Angeles, and so like coming back from New Zealand, so I was like, all right, I'm in LA, I've got 5 hours to kill. I'm gonna walk to In-N-Out. And there's an In-N-Out like a mile and a half away, and so I walked over there. While walking, that In-N-Out right by the airport, they have all the planes that come in. I stood there for about 10 minutes, and you could see the planes like landing right overhead. And it's
Yeah.
just like like in what was it Wayne's World? You know, where they're laying on the hood of the car and they're
Yeah.
looking up. It was like that. It's so cool.
Did you,
It feels
do,
so much closer than it really is.
It's
do,
great.
do you want to show people what's under the bandage? I think.
I don't know if I can take it off or not. I guess if the camera is on it, but it's just red. That's all it is. It really doesn't look.
Oh, that's
bad.
really anticlimactic.
Yeah, it's just
you
red.
should.
That's why I didn't think
that
it was a
little
big deal.
bump there.
But you could see
Look,
the
you
skin
can
is a
actually
little
see it.
different.
Worse.
Yeah, you can see
When
it's
you-
just more red than the rest
When
of the
you
leg.
told me that you had like a red discoloration and you went like this on, you said on my leg, I was like shingles. Oh my God, please shingles.
So anyway, it's not as bad. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but that's a good thing, honestly, at this
You
point.
look like
so.
you were in a lot of pain today.
Dude, like walking around, it's funny, like as I walk around, it hurts less the more I walk on it, but if I'm off of it for a while and then I get on it again,
Well,
it's
it's
like,
probably because all the
Jesus.
blood's starting to clot again.
I guess
or
so.
do whatever
Or
it
move,
is.
I don't know.
What's the worst diagnosis you ever gave yourself?
One time, this is years ago, when I think WebMD like first launched or something, I had hemorrhoids. I've told the story before on the
yeah.
podcast how I got hemorrhoids. So I had these symptoms, and I didn't know I had hemorrhoids yet. So I was like, oh, look on WebMD and see what I have.
Oh, no.
So I like typed in all of the different symptoms I had, and it was like, you have herpes. I was like, no, I definitely do not have that. So I guess that's like close to the worst self-diagnosis
What about
I've
you,
ever given
Chris?
myself.
This wasn't my personal. I diagnosed someone else once as a
Sure,
kid.
my friend.
Well, all right. So this was another
He had
like
this
young,
weird sore on his
naive,
dick. She
shitty story.
That's my girlfriend.
I was in the
I was
bathroom.
in the toilet.
I think I was like first or second grade, maybe.
So you might have
And then
just,
like
okay.
I was, my friend was talking. At some point, he like turned around and it was like flashing me. And
Wait, what?
What?
I don't know. It's like kids, like peeing on the floor and stuff, whatever. And
Yeah, whatever, kids
Yeah.
being
I don't know.
on the floor.
It
So
happens.
Go on.
But
Like they do.
he's like flashing me, and I'm like horrified because I didn't know what like circumcision was exactly, or I knew that I thought that was the norm. Like I didn't know what an uncircumcised penis looked like, or that they even existed. And so I see this like I didn't know what it was. Well, I thought he was an alien. Like I swear to God.
Like, aliens are identical to humans, except they have like
An extra
a 3/4 of an inch more
I,
skin
like,
on the
no,
tip of the
I
penis.
swear to God, I thought he was like an alien, and so like I started doing like research trying to figure out like, well, he must be an alien. Like, what other things are weird about him?
What is first grader research? How did you go about?
Well,
trying
I
to
was
research
like, I would be like asking him, I'd be like, so where are you from? And like, like,
grade.
So you started
trying to-
interrogating the kid.
yeah, but like, and I'd always be like asking, trying to figure out like, where meet his parents or see what his parents were like.
do they have
yeah,
antenna?
like see if there's any
Suspicious.
other weird things that were going on with
Does he
him.
know a lot
I
about
like how this is-
astronomy and stuff?
This is Chris's definition of a misdiagnosis. Like,
He thought like, an
Yeah.
uncircumcised
Alien.
guy was an alien.
Well, there you go.
I don't know if anyone could top that, Chris.
No.
You win.
It's not on
Anyone can.
W
We should have
or
it, like-
11D.
I think like Gavin or Google or Chris might be interesting. That could be like if we could do like a
Bonus
three-way
round.
thing. Yeah.
You know.
What about
That's-
you?
that's-
What's your worst?
I don't know. Honestly, like I
Misdiagnosis.
honestly don't get sick very often, so I don't really have to look up a lot. This is the only thing that's like freaked me out though. Like this, when I looked it up, I was like, well, my leg's gonna fall off because like you of course on Google image search see like the worst photos.
Yeah.
There's someone with like a hole in their leg, and I'm like, oh, that's good, and so I just
Yeah, I don't like trying to look up symptoms on the internet because of that reason.
yeah.
Like everything you find is always worst case
It always
scenario,
confirms it,
and it's
too.
always like super gory. And no matter what you look up, you've got something way worse.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, but getting it taken care of. I went to the doctor as soon as I mean, I told myself if it wasn't going to get better in the next couple of days, I would go, and then I just freaked myself off enough to go today. So I would have gone
The
anyway.
sooner the better.
Yeah, and so I have insurance. I pay
Like,
for it.
how
Might as well
everyone
use it.
has told Gavin that he should go see a doctor or like get checked out because like he's had a
'Cause he
lot
had
of
a
weird
stroke?
like
Yeah,
brain
we
stuff
should- yeah.
happening. He, I think, is just scared that he's going to find out something he doesn't want to find out, and so
Probably.
he's avoiding it. But my theory is better earlier than later, because then it's like you could maybe fix whatever's wrong with you. But I think his theory was that he'd rather just like die one day than know he's going to die.
I think if you have something terminal, you know you're going to die for a while before you actually die. It's not like
Yeah.
you have this terrible disease, you're fine, you're healthy, everything's great, dead.
Yeah, you would start
There's
feeling
like a
shit.
long, slow decline that gets you there.
What
Yeah.
wasn't like what happened to Jim Henson? Like he died real fast, right?
Pneumonia, right?
Yeah, it was something. He suddenly got a cold and then was dead like 2 weeks later, right?
Yeah, I think it was some type of pneumonia, I want
That's
to say.
terrible.
Well, there's like heart stuff that gets people instantly.
Yeah.
With like no signs of anything beforehand.
that's
Can,
frightening.
like brains pop and stuff, like brain
Yeah.
bubbles.
That's scary.
It could actually just.
Brain
Yeah.
bubbles?
Or like,
You mean like an aneurysm?
yeah, there you go.
I had an aunt that had an aneurysm when I was a kid.
I thought you were gonna say you had an aneurysm.
No.
Just like,
And
hey,
it
that's great.
totally changed her personality. It's really weird. Stuff with the brain is really,
Yeah.
really
Made
bizarre.
it better or worse?
I don't know. I was a kid. Like, what is it? What
No,
is-
no, you're right. Brain stuff is weird. I saw a video on Reddit one time where I think it was a BBC thing, where they were working on this woman's brain and she had like Parkinson's, I guess, where her hand was shaking. And she had her hand in the air and was shaking, and they were just like trying different things. Like she was conscious, so like okay, keep moving her hand, and it's like do, and they hit something, and her hand is when he stopped, and it's like completely stopped. Like okay, like make a peace symbol, and she was like able to do like she had full dexterity in her fingers again, and it's just like
Whoa.
that's nuts. That is like one thing. Like they
like
basically passed over the bad cells. in her
so
brain.
they like cut open a hole in her skull. They essentially like stick a scalpel in there, like, fuck it, what's the worst that can happen? She's already screwed up. Let's just start cutting around.
Just
Start poking around.
They're like controller, just like, oh, look at her. Look, I get it.
Look, her leg's going up.
But yeah, I mean that's nuts. Like the idea, like we have this really complex organic machine that we are like that's us inside. That's so weird. Like if you really break it down and think about it.
The brain is the weirdest part.
Yeah,
of everything.
yeah.
It's all weird. Like the thing that always freaks me out is involuntary muscles.
Yeah.
Like you can't stop your heart, or you can't not breathe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's making me really freak out. thinking
Yeah.
Yeah, and
about
it makes
that.
you like
especially
really
the
think
heart
about
right
it.
Yeah,
It's
now
like,
you're gonna start thinking. You're gonna be breathing constantly and thinking about breathing the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, even so, like the involuntary, like when you have a muscle spasm or your arm's like, it's like, what the fuck was that? It's like your body just kind of does something. That's like, what? Like, or when you're
It's like some person's cut into your brain and they're like messing with shit. Like, oh, look what's moving.
or like right as you fall asleep.
Put that back.
Like, have you ever had the thing where you like right as you fall asleep and the first thing is like you're falling off a cliff,
yeah, and, you just
and
have
you're
to,
then you're like
yeah.
and you like wake up like what the
I
fuck
did
was
that,
that,
on the
body?
plane this week.
Yeah,
really
it's
embarrassing.
trippy as hell.
I think I kicked the person sitting next to me.
So you did that on a plane?
Yeah. Like the thing where you like
Yeah.
are in and out of consciousness and then you finally fall asleep and feel like you're falling.
Ugh.
And your
Do
whole
you-
body
do you-
shakes.
Do the thing where you really, really have to pee, and so like in your dream you keep going to the bathroom, and then peeing, and then you come back and you're like, I still gotta go. So
Chris,
then you go.
do you have like a condition?
No, I mean you never had that dream where like you really have to pee in your dream.
I never have to get up in the middle of the night and piss. I'm not 60 years old.
Do you wake up and you're like just covered in piss?
No,
Or-
I've
okay,
never
that's good.
peed. It's always just like because my body is telling me I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So like I keep peeing in my dream and be like that's not working.
The opposite thing happened to me when I was, I think, 12 or 13 years old.
Opposite thing. You really thought you had to pee bad, but you were just dreaming?
I was dreaming, and I was dreaming about toilets, and then I peed my bed.
Nice.
I
When you were
remember
12.
that distinctively. Yes, I was 12.
She was 22.
Still not now. That's all that matters.
What do you ever remember pissing yourself, Jack? Like, what's the oldest you remember pissing yourself?
God, probably maybe 5 or 6. Like, I mean, that's vague. I remember one time I got sick and I woke up and it was not good. Other than that, it wasn't pee that came out. It was very disgusting. Other than that, I've been fine. And that was when I was like probably 6 or 7. Yes, it was period blood.
When I was 10, I didn't pee my pants, but I got up in the middle of the night and peed in the oven. I don't know.
Were you drunk?
No, I just like stumbled up and like I don't know somehow like I.
You were lost.
No, I didn't like actually pee like I like start peeing and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm peeing. Never mind. I'm just gonna go to the bath. Like I came out of consciousness when I was like.
You came back to consciousness.
Yeah. Like I got up and like was just started going and I'm like, wait, stop. This isn't right.
Well, so did you actually get any urine into the oven?
I got like the first like.
Did you tell your parents?
Did you tell
No, I just like it was just like.
So they probably
Wait, so you stopped?
With your
Yeah,
fucking
like, I-
voice
You were
right
able
of
to
it.
stop peeing midstream.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's actually not easy to do.
Yeah,
No.
that's pretty hard.
Well, I mean, if you're peeing in an oven, it's not hard to do.
If it was on, maybe, but
No, it's just like one of those things where it's just like, whoa, like what am I doing?
the next time they cooked something, did it smell funny? Did you
No,
notice?
I mean, it was like when
a
I say
10-year-old cleaning can't
Yeah.
do a
No,
great job.
but I'm not
Just
talking
smeared
about.
it
I'm
all
not saying
over
like
it.
I went. It was like one of those things. The stream started and like before it hit,
You were already cleaning?
I was already awake enough
Yeah,
to where I pulled off the trigger. So it was just like
it's like Mission Impossible where he catches it before it hits the ground.
no, but I mean it was just like the tiny. It was fine. Like it was all good.
Do your parents watch the podcast?
No,
Okay.
Did you ever tell them the story?
no. I was.
I was gonna say I hope they do. Just
Well, I was
so they can
embarrassed
see
at the time because I was 10 and I peed in the oven.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even say like I didn't pee in the oven.
If I had a
there was
nickel
pee
for every
in the
time I
oven, but I
heard
didn't
that.
pee in the oven.
Okay. There was pee in the oven, but you did not pee in
Well, I
the
didn't
oven.
like. Yeah, just a little.
me.
You peed a little in
Yeah.
the oven. There you go.
Yeah.
The last time I remember pissing myself, I was 14.
Wow.
What'd you do?
I was at school and I had a test. It was like my computer literacy class or something. And so they would not let me out to go to the bathroom because
Oh no.
I had to finish the test. I had to pee so bad. It was like 2 classes after lunch or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like powering through trying to finish this test. And
But
literally,
you got an A still,
as
right?
soon as I finished it, I pissed my pants. And I'm sitting there in the fun class, a 14-year-old. I was in 8th grade.
Pretty bad.
And I was like,
Wow.
oh shit, what am I gonna do? So then like the person next to me finished their test. I was like, here, turn mine in for me. And I was like, fuck. So I just sat in my seat
And
the
you
rest
sat there
of the
for
class.
2 years.
And then like as soon as class was over, everyone got up to leave.
Yeah.
But luckily it was winter, so I had a jacket. So like I stood up and I just wrapped the jacket around my waist.
Oh my god.
And then like I took off. Like I went down to the gym because we kept gym clothes there.
Yeah.
So I just like grabbed my shorts that were there and just wore shorts the rest of
So
the
you
rest
got
of the
away
shorts
with
the rest of
it?
the day. I got away
No
with
one ever
it.
found out.
Wow. Except the poor janitor is like, why is there a puddle under this?
Yeah, why is this seat just sopping wet?
Yeah. Man, that kid was really nervous during that test.
Yeah, I think the jacket. I think I sopped most of it up with the jacket. I threw the jacket away. I was
Okay.
like, I cannot clean this.
That's good.
But yeah, so
Christ.
I got away with it. I don't think I ever told that story until right now.
There was a kid in
Man.
the 3rd grade at the school I went to who, same thing, it was during a test, he really had to like take a shit. His teacher wouldn't let him do it. He went to the corner of the room because he was causing a disruption, shat in the corner.
That's always like.
That's like a total.
That
It's like,
kid.
I thought you told me to shit in the corner.
Wah, wah. Oh, Billy.
Wah, wah. That kid will forever be known as the kid who shit in the corner of the
Oh,
class.
man.
Yeah, in 3rd grade that happened once. Again, this kid got away with it, but we were taking
He
a
shat?
test, and then like all of a sudden it smelled like shit in my class, and the teacher's like walking up and down the aisles, and it's like, does anyone need to go to the bathroom?
Wink.
Yeah, no one got up, no one left.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
No one ever fessed up to it.
I don't know if I told this story before, but in college I was like watching Jurassic Park 3 after a party.
As you do.
Yeah, as one does.
Party
And then
hard,
like
go
my
watch
friend had already like passed out. My roommate, he comes out and he just like, say this is the coffee table. We're sitting there watching Jurassic Park and he just sits there and stands like this. And we're like, hey man, how's it going? He just pulled down his pants.
Watch here, your mic. You
Yeah.
fucked up your mic.
And he just pulled down his pants and started peeing on the table in front of us. And I was like, dude, wake up. And he's like, oh, sorry. And
Wait,
just,
that
like,
was your response to someone urinating right
well, I
in
was
front
a
of you?
little louder. I was like,
You're like,
hey,
dude,
stop peeing.
The movie. I'm trying to watch this. Come on.
I mean, honestly, the pissing on the table is probably better than Jurassic Park 3.
I fucking
Yeah.
told you about it so you could fix it, dude. It's like pointed down. How did you
It's
do
like
that?
a father and son
Gus
doing
is like
each
Papa
other's ties.
Podcast over there.
It's like don't let me fucking tell you your mic's fucked up and then just sit there with it pointing at your
He
dick.
even looked at it. And he's like,
I thought it looked okay.
No, it was literally pointing down, and then you just like look at it and you keep going with your story.
Oh, sorry.
There, much better. Hopefully everyone got to enjoy that story. Your microphone's okay, Barbara. No one's complaining about it.
All right.
I
Gus,
never-
how's your
Gus, it was
microphone? Is your mic okay?
I think so. That's a big reason I wear these like shirts that are buttoned
Yeah, I
up
know.
during podcast days. It's a lot
that's a
easier
nice shirt.
to. Yeah, thanks.
It's an Assassin's Creed shirt. Very cool.
I like it.
You have the
It's
maroon version of
professional,
it.
yeah.
I know because I stole it from you.
Yeah, they're good shirts.
Yeah, it's the same deal for me. I have like the button-up shirt. I wasn't gonna button it, but it's like, I guess I should. But it is fucking.
It's
hot
not even
here.
buttoned to where the fucking mic is, dude.
I
It
know.
wouldn't matter if you buttoned it or not.
Whatever. Well, it's
Have you ever considered pinning the mic to your beard?
no for the sake of everyone else around here. No, I did one time when I had my beard really long. We were having a Skype chat with Ben, and Gus had his laptop out. And so I actually put my beard over the edge of his laptop, so just all Ben saw was like beard looking through it. And Gus almost punched me in the face. Like he was
That's
so
really
pissed
funny.
off. So I immediately went and got like the wipe thing, like the alcohol wipe, and cleaned it up and stuff.
It's good.
But yeah, he was not happy with that.
Yeah, I was so fucking pissed. I was like, all I could picture was like all the drippings of all the food you'd eaten that
Oh.
day, just like rubbing all
What
over
do you
my.
think I eat? Like what has drippings?
All you eat is all I know that you eat is like
I realized-
cheeseburgers.
I'm like,
So
oh, I
I
just
just,
hold it here. And oh, that's not a thing.
I just pictured like cheeseburger residue all in there, like rubbing all over my
I'm not
screen.
missing my face. I'm like, oh, damn it, I missed it. Oh, come on.
Well, I know I've had like long beard before, and I'm always super paranoid, like trying to keep it clean, because
Yeah.
like the worst thing in the world to do when you have facial hair like that is try to blow your nose,
Oh, yeah, that's gross.
Why?
because it gets all in
It's
the hair.
gross.
Like you don't get it in the tissue; it goes all in the
I
Yeah.
didn't even think
in the
about
mustache.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the worst part.
So you blow your nose and then you wipe a bit. Then you have to look in the mirror like, did I miss any? And you're
Yeah.
like
Comb
trying
through.
to trying to
No,
wipe
I mean,
all the mucus
like
out.
when you actually grow a beard, though, you have like an extra swipe. Like when you eat, you clean off your face and then you do like that. At least I do. So like just to catch any extra stuff that may have caught on the beard, like lettuce or something or whatever's loose. So something smaller. It's very
Hard to
difficult.
wear lip gloss.
Yes.
Yeah, let me tell you about
all
it.
that lip gloss I wear. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to grow my beard
I
out.
was gonna say,
back-
it's looking a little darker than usual.
Yeah, normally I shave on Mondays before the podcast, but I think I'm gonna maybe let it grow back out a bit again. It's been a while since I've had a good healthy beard.
I miss the Gus beard.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring it back.
I saw a picture of you with it recently. It made me very nostalgic for it.
Miss the beard. So Barbara and I were talking earlier today. I think this is the first time. Today's the first time I've seen Barbara since RTX.
RTX, pretty much.
'Cause
I
I-
saw you for like the
Wow.
day after RTX, and I think that was it.
Yeah, because like we were both like I immediately left and went to Australia. Then when I came back, you left and you were at VidCon.
Yeah. Well,
And then
first
you
I
came
went
back.
for a vacation in San Diego, and then straight to VidCon after that. So I was gone almost 2 weeks straight. Mm-hmm. And then you also were gone pretty much.
Yeah,
the same
last
time.
week was the first full week that I'd worked in the office since June.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was gone like
Fucking slacker.
gone forever.
Yes.
Like I was gone out events and doing
Yeah.
things.
It's
Yeah.
tiring.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about PAX Australia or anything down there while I was
Yeah,
gone?
we did.
Yeah,
we
I
have not
missed-
talked about VidCon yet, but let me read something before we get to VidCon. I'm curious to
Good
hear about
segue.
it. So I want to remind everyone that this podcast is brought to you by. You told me you were listening to nice, Jack.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you see it?
There you go.
You told me you were listening
on
to
your
the
sheet.
World War Z audiobook.
Yeah.
It's up for rent.
Does
It was good.
you said you were listening to it last night as you're falling asleep?
Yeah, I know. I was, and then I kept having. I had a dream where like my mom was getting eaten by little baby zombies. Like, well, it was like we were defending
Did you
our.
wake up and you were in an oven?
Or the toilet?
Yeah.
No, it's like I was back in high school and we were defending my house, and then there was just me and my mom left, and then there was like this family of zombies, and then just like
There's a
little,
family of zombies?
like as in mom, dad, and then baby zombies.
Dad gets
like,
home from
little
Dad
baby-
zombie
and I'm
gets home
talking-
from work, puts his hat on the thing.
No, I'm talking about like literally like a
Read the
1-year-old
newspaper.
zombie that was like, and then I looked down, it was nibbling on my mom. I'm like, oh, she got bit by a
That's
baby
his
zombie.
reaction to your mom getting bit by a zombie.
Well, I mean, well, you know, I like it's like I had to.
Sorry, Mom. I pissed in the oven.
I figured now was a
I
good
might
time
as
to
well
tell
clear
you.
my conscience.
Yeah.
But no, they're fun to listen to. Like I like listen to them while falling asleep. I'm like, and then I just pass out.
And then you have awful
Awful
nightmares.
zombie dreams. Yeah.
That's funny.
Has that ever happened to you where you were listening to a song or an audiobook and you had a dream that was relating to that?
I would do the reverse of it, where my alarm would go off, and I'd incorporate my alarm into my dream.
Yeah.
I've had that.
Like suddenly, like a rock started making noise. I'm like, why is this rock making noise? And
That's what Ben was saying.
no.
Yeah,
But he would just like stay asleep. He wouldn't wake up or try to do anything about it.
yeah, and I think I mentioned previously that I have apnea, so I'll like start suffocating in my dreams. I have a lot of dreams about flying and being on planes, oddly
Yeah?
enough.
Probably because you do it so much.
Yeah, like I'll have stress dreams where it's like I'm at the airport and I'm like, oh shit, where's my flight? You know, what time's my flight?
I'm
You're
at the
like,
wrong gate.
Yeah.
Have you had a school dream since like you've been an adult?
God. I have school dreams every now and then. It's
Yeah.
super rare. I can't think of the last time I had. It's probably been a couple of years.
The
Is it,
last
like at your high school or a different
Yeah,
school?
I guess since I dropped out of college, it's almost always high school dreams.
Mine are always high school dreams, and I went to college
Oh,
for 4 years
okay.
after high school, which makes no sense.
See, the last dream I like that, I was in college and I forgot I had a class.
Yep, that's
and it's
like
like in
everyone.
like it's like finals. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot I had this econ class or whatever. And it's like shit.
Yeah, I
so-
have that dream like once
Yeah.
or twice.
It's
every
like thanks, brain, you asshole.
Mine are always like, it's the first day of school and I don't know my schedule. Like I don't know what class I'm supposed to be at. And then even if I do know what class I'm supposed to be at, I have no idea where it is.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happens as a reality to many kids. I once woke up at 8:45. My class started at 8:30 in the morning, and it was a midterm that day. And I was like in my pajamas. I woke up because I slept through my alarm, and I realized I'm already 15 minutes late for class. So I literally put on a pair of pants over my pajamas, put on a winter coat, put a pen in my pocket, and just bolted down the street to class. This was like January.
High school
So-
or college?
College.
Okay.
This is like the dead of winter in Canada. So I was just like running down the street in like half pajamas, half like snowsuit. Crazy lunatic girl. Just woke up. I made it though.
And what'd you
How'd you
make
do
on
on
the
the
test?
Not very well.
Better than zero
I think
though.
I did like a C plus or a B minus.
That's pretty good.
Hey, I'm here.
C
Graduated.
is average.
That's not bad considering you woke up after the test fucking started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than a 0.
I'm really happy my teacher actually let me in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like it's shocking they would let you in, but I guess if you show up wearing pajamas and like a coat,
My hair was just like
yeah,
all
it's
over
like,
the
okay,
place.
clearly you just ran here.
Happy I lived 5 minutes away from school. That's
Kidding.
convenient.
I bet
Man.
Canada was cold.
So how much time did you have left to take the test?
I think I got there with like an extra 45 minutes. The class is like a 2-hour class.
Wow.
Or no, hour and a half class. So
I do not miss that about school, like tests.
yeah,
And
tell
like
me about it.
having to study and like having to like prove your knowledge and output all this knowledge on like
Yeah.
these
Now we just have to do
randomly
it every day.
picked questions. Like now you can just look shit up.
Yeah.
Like why
There-
is that a thing?
There was actually a thing where it was like someone was saying like some report came out that basically you shouldn't even bother teaching spelling or grammar to kids anymore
What?
because it's all auto-corrected. So you can just like if you get close enough, it'll fix it for you. And so they're like saying like why waste time doing that?
No.
It's just
That's
the
like
stupidest thing in the
that's
world.
I
horrible.
think they need to teach it more,
yeah,
just based
yeah.
off like people's involvement with the internet and social media and just like leet speak,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, we're writing
Well,
a lot
also-
more now.
Yeah.
It like autocorrect is fine and all, but that doesn't fix the improper use of words. They keep showing me with bearded Gus like in an insert.
Oh yeah.
Wolverine Gus.
I missed that beard.
Yeah, me too. I'll get it back. But like so too often people will use the wrong version of a word, like to, or there and
There,
there. It's
Yeah.
like there's
My pet
more.
peeve is should of
Shoulda.
instead of should have,
Yeah.
because people do like the should apostrophe ve, and people think it's just should of like ov. Oh.
OV.
Sorry.
Get off my podcast.
No, my thing that drives me just fucking crazy is when someone texts and they write you are, like the letters you
Oh,
are, and
yeah.
I always read it as So it's like, looking okay today. It's like, what? Fuck you.
No one's ever texted you that you're
Well,
looking
that was
okay
the first
today.
thing that came to my head.
Why is that the first thing that came to your
That's how it
mind?
works.
You are looking okay today.
So,
Are
but
you
you-
texting yourself?
Yes. I'm like, hey, Jack. No, because I would write it correctly. I would write you are or
Okay.
you apostrophe re.
It's like your other side of your psyche's like you're hot, Jack.
Every day it's like looking good.
Yeah.
I like how the compliment
Alright.
you pick is you are looking okay.
That's the first thing I think of. God damn it. Fuck you guys. I'm going to go cut my leg off. They're back.
Okay, well, that's the first thing you think of.
Because I started like working that sentence out before I had it all planned out in my head. I just started
You
talking about the
are
sentence finish.
looking okay. Damn it.
It's good to be back, yeah. It's good to be back. I've been on the podcast like a month.
Yeah, you've been gone a
I
long
was
time
gone.
too.
Yeah.
Are you still feeling any effects of jet lag?
No. Actually, it's weird coming back. I do much better getting back to America from overseas and then going there. Like when I went to Australia, we got in at like 8 in the morning or so, and then we went and had breakfast, and then kind of like spent the day. And I was tired. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna lay down at like 5 o'clock, take like an hour nap, and then I'm gonna wake up, stay up till like midnight, and try to kill it. Lay down at 5 o'clock, woke up at 10 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And it's like, oh no. And then it's all the next day I was just miserable and felt terrible. And then the day after that, I felt pretty good. So it took like a solid 2 days to do it. But then coming back, I was fine.
I felt like I never fully adjusted to the time zone when I was down there, because I was only there like 5 days.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I came back, I felt like it took me over a week to get readjusted.
Really?
Yeah, because I never fully adjusted going that way. And I always feel like going east is harder than going west.
That's weird. So I'm just the reverse of that. I was there for 2 weeks though. I was in Australia for a while and then went to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Actually hung out with Nick, your buddy. That was awesome, man. Got his keys locked in the car in front of a hotel.
How was that New Zealand event?
RT Areola.
RT Aurora, Illinois. RT Roa is the actual way to say it. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool. We had about like 60 people or so show up.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's pretty big.
They did like a LAN gaming center thing, so like I got to play some Rock Band. I haven't done that in forever, and they had an open bar, so that was good.
How was
Open
that party?
bar.
Well, it was like open bar. They get like two drinks though, so not
Oh,
open
okay.
bar. So ticketed open bar, I guess. or
How was
whatever.
that PAX after party that you guys had?
It was PAX.
PAX.
It was
yeah.
awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
It was great. They actually you'd like this. They had a series of shots you could buy. It was 4 shots and it was ruby. So they had a red, yellow, black, and white
That's
one.
really cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it was
really
neat.
cool.
I did 2 rounds of ruby. I did 8 shots of ruby.
Nice. Which one was the best?
Oh god, they were all pretty terrible.
Answer carefully.
The black was pretty good. The black was like a coffee liqueur.
Okay.
So that was pretty tasty. The white I think was vodka maybe. You didn't do
I
any
didn't
of
do
them.
shots. I was not stupid about it. I was like, I'll drink beer, I'll hang out. I am not doing fucking
You're not
shots.
Yeah.
Wasted.
Like yellow was like tequila. One of them was just tequila.
Okay.
And then the red one changed. It was like some weird. It was almost like a margarita mix. Not
Yeah.
not margarita mix.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary mix. Like shot. And the first one was disgusting. Then they changed it to something else. That was also disgusting.
Yeah, you don't like tomato stuff.
No, I don't.
So you
So
were okay
someone
with that.
actually brought me a michelada. It's like, hey, I got you a michelada. I'm like, great. It's like said it. I was
Not
like,
gonna drink that.
why would I drink anything terrible? Like I'm there to have fun. I'm not have a disgusting michelada.
Yeah.
We talk about michelada is tomato sauce and beer basically. Or
It's like a
tomato.
Bloody
Tomato
Mary,
juice.
but with beer instead of vodka.
so
Oh, wow, that
essentially.
sounds horrible.
It's horrible.
I wanna
And then like
try it.
My
Tabasco
wife
in it.
loves them. She swears by them. So there's some people who are really into them.
Does she like Bloody Mary?
Yes.
Do you like Bloody Mary?
No.
I like
Okay.
beeritas. That's a good combination of beer and other drink.
Beer. I'd go for one of those. They had good margaritas at that place where the after party was at the Kodiak Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So the crowd was good. Venue was good.
Yeah, it was. If anything, I thought it was maybe a little crowded and a little hot.
Yeah. It was nice though. It was a thing where like we were able to move around. I felt like I was moving around and talking to a bunch of different groups. It wasn't like we get bogged down in one spot
Yeah.
and like like I loved RTX, but one of the issues I had at RTX, like I went to Geeks Who Drink,
Mm-hmm.
and I took 2 steps into the door and I was like, oh, this is cool. Oh, hey, yeah, sure, I'll sign that. And then boom, there was a line,
Yeah,
and I
that
stood there for like
happens
2
everywhere.
hours. And it's like, I mean, it was great. Like I'm there to meet fans, but it was like I wanted to play some Geeks Who Drink
Well,
as
I think
well.
the difference
so.
between that kind of thing and like the party
Yeah.
was the party, it's like other people are there to talk to, you get
Yeah.
drinks, you can hang out here. But
So.
at RTX, it's kind of like most of the thing is to meet the
Yeah,
people.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining. It was just like,
No,
all
you
right,
are.
it would have been fun to do some other
Absolutely.
stuff as well. So, but anyway, at the party, it was kind of like I felt like we could move around and
Yeah,
people were really
I
cool.
definitely like kept moving around, talking to people.
Yeah.
Seeing how drunk everyone got. Since I was not doing shots, I was definitely very conscious of
Yeah.
how drunk everyone else was.
Yeah.
There were a few people that were a little bit too far gone, but for the most part, it was all pretty good.
Anyone vomit Ruby?
Well,
like a rainbow,
We'll put all
like
4 colors
one
and put
color
it
after
No,
the
together.
it's
other.
in sequence, yeah. Like
The theme song plays.
But
what it sounds like.
no, I mean Australia was a blast. PAX was great. And that was a lot of fun.
we're going to another PAX again.
Yeah,
You're not
Jesus.
going. Us
No,
3 are going
us
now.
3 are
Like
going.
We're
3.5
going to PAX
weeks.
Prime and yeah,
It's us, Ray and Monty and Bernie, right?
and Alan and Chris.
And Alan and Chris.
Other
Yeah.
Chris, not you.
Yeah.
The Martinizer.
Yeah.
Chris number 2.
The Martin.
So we've doubled up on quite a few employee names
Yep.
now.
We got 2 Chris's, 2 Adams.
We have
now.
2 Adams in the same fucking office.
I've renamed Ben to Adam too, so that I could be working with 3 Adams.
We'll start calling you Adam as well. We'll call
Yeah.
you Eve.
I could be Eve, yeah.
There you go.
Who wants to be the snake?
Then we have 2. Do we have 2? Well, we have 2 Mikes. Technically 3 if you count Bernie.
Yeah. 2 Patricks.
2 Patricks. Jesus.
Not Gus or Jack yet.
No.
Or Barbara. I don't think there'll ever be another Barbara unless we hire like an accountant.
Why
Why is that?
Because
Wait.
All right, go on.
Barbara is typically an older name.
Okay.
So I don't think we're going to hire anybody like in a younger position named Barbara.
Just
So-
because it's not a common name
Yeah.
anymore.
Like I've only met one other girl named Barbara who was my age
Okay.
in my life.
It's funny how names fall out of favor like that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Barbara obviously was a popular name at one time. If there's
In like the 50s.
yeah, like older women with that name, but if it's not a popular name anymore. Versus my name, which was never popular.
I was going to say that.
But Jack, we should have plenty of Jacks.
No, I don't know.
Is Jack supposed to be short for something, or is Jack the name?
Oh, my name is actually Jack, but John gets shortened into Jack. Like JFK
what?
was John. Like John F. Kennedy was called Jack Kennedy. And what else?
It's the same number of syllables.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know why. But
You never heard
that's
that
the
that's a
case.
nickname
No.
for John?
That's all right. Continue.
you look really offended by
No,
that.
no, no. It's
I
just
think
I'll be in an oven now.
no. I don't understand why. Okay.
that gonna be
it's,
like-
I guess it's kind of like what is the name Dick? It's shortened.
Richard.
Richard. That also never made sense to me.
Yeah, it never makes sense, but it's still shortened, so it's
But
still.
Richard can be rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even like
What's the deal with Dick?
like William is Billy, right? Or Bill.
Bill?
Yeah.
I always liked how your name was Dick Simmons in Red vs. Blue, which means Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people have actually
Let's
like,
work
picked
out.
up on that.
Hey.
I work out.
Can't you hire Richard Simmons to show up at events for like nothing now? Like you pay him $1,000 and he'll show up at your event and just hang out.
RTX.
I'm gonna do
We should
that.
do that. We'll have
Yeah.
2014.
Special guest.
We should do that for like a Monday morning meeting.
We've already been planning 2014.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you and I even like talked about some stuff today.
Yeah, like, oh, let's figure this out. Let's figure that out. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, we're really doing this again.
I think we secretly like it. And
No.
that we're excited to get back to doing it.
It's
I enjoy planning RTX. I'm excited to
it's strange.
do a better job next year.
It's strange. I'm looking forward to you doing a better job. It's strange.
Well, that went oddly serious for a second there. Like,
It's strange not having that constant pressure right now.
Yeah.
It's like during the day, it's like I can do what I want.
I
Like
know.
I can find a project I've been neglecting for a while and go, look at it,
Yeah.
go work on it.
I know, it's really crazy. It's almost just like, I don't know if it's even sunken in yet for me.
Yeah.
I still feel like there's something in the back of my head, but when I really think about it, I'm like, oh, that's over for now.
Yeah, we're again, refinement. We'll make it better.
yeah.
Yes.
Make
No,
it work
dude,
more
RTX
smooth.
was so much fun. I
We,
had such a good time.
We're actually looking at trying to work out airfare discount codes for people who are coming
Oh, wow.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
from other places to fly.
That's
in,
huge.
to
That's really
Austin.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
hopefully-
when you know you've made it.
Yeah, hopefully
when you
we can
get
help
airfare.
people save money by the fact that so many people are coming to Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're probably gonna also have some sort of app that helps with the event next year too.
Cool.
So that was a big thing in the feedback was that people wanted an app, and then so next year hopefully.
Well, it allows us to get information to everyone and
Yeah.
update information as things change, because things are always changing at an event.
so if you don't have a smartphone before RTX 2014, get one.
How many people do you think that go to RTX that don't have smartphones?
That's true.
We found two not smartphones in the Lost and Found.
Really?
Maybe people are trying to get rid of them.
Ditching them.
Yeah.
Mom, I lost my
it.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
need
Well, I
an
mean,
iPhone
like
now.
so, like PAX does that. They do like the lines and stuff. Like they'll show line weights and stuff.
They also have a Twitter account called Tax Lines.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
the Twitter account. So, even if but we're gonna do an app, so we're gonna one up that.
Well,
go to the next
I
level.
don't
Well, I don't
think
know.
it's
We
gonna
can
be
show
ours.
lines in this app.
Well, I mean,
This is more
but
like
if you
for
can-
program
But
and
if you can
mapping.
relay information and be like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
podcast
You could
line
do
is currently at 2-hour weights.
A
or
mass
whatever.
messaging system, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
We're working on it.
Gets sent to everyone's phones.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh.
I'm excited. It'll be good.
Ugh.
When are we going to be able to announce our dates?
I think we're going to announce our dates at the PAX panel.
PAX panel.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Which is Friday at 1 o'clock in the main theater at PAX. So I think
Is
that's
this-
August 30th.
Is it that same theater next door, that real big one?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm
That one
guessing.
year they had it at that other place, like
Like
further
down
down
the
the
hill.
street. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I like the new location a lot more.
The one further down the street, I think, was bigger, but like the one they have next door to the convention centers, I like that theater.
The one down the street was also weird. It had like those balconies on the sides and everything.
Yeah.
Did you talk about Comic-Con last week?
No, you didn't. I
No.
tried to talk about Comic-Con, but Bernie kept derailing me.
Oh.
It was fun.
This was your first San Diego Comic-Con,
Yeah.
right? Like going in, you always hear about how crowded it is and how many people there are. How did your expectations?
I mean,
Were they
it was
fulfilled?
really awesome. Like I was surprised by just like how big it. Like I didn't even get a chance to witness the full scale of
It's
it
huge.
because it was so packed.
Yeah, like the expo floor,
Yeah.
like the exhibit hall.
and it bled out into so many different like, oh, across the street is this, and across that street is that, and it keeps going. And
They take over like the whole city.
yeah,
for
it
that
was
event.
really cool though. I mean, our booth was just busy the whole time. Like, it was a lot of fun. And me and Miles went on adventures.
Any good
That
ones?
sounds scary.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
guys took
Did you
some
film any of it?
artsy
Are we
life
gonna
stuff?
see?
oh man, we filmed some of it, but it probably won't ever. We're never gonna
Yo,
show.
like sang karaoke or something?
we sang karaoke. Oh man, what did we do?
Did you order
Got
drinks?
drunk, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. We sang karaoke.
Oh, it's
there were
good idea.
there were other things that went on, but I'm trying to remember.
Why you
them.
are holding
Yeah,
a
what
purse?
is that purse that you're holding?
Oh, that's that's Kathleen's purse.
Sure it is.
No, she
Why did
had,
you cackle like that?
because it was me. I don't know. It was a,
Did you steal her purse?
no, I had to go
Surprise.
get her.
You pee in it?
I got drunk and peed
Filled
in
up
her
for it.
purse. There was something in her. She had
smiling
her
for
badge or something, and I was going up to her room to grab my badge, and she's like, "Oh, grab my purse, which has my badge." So carried the purse.
And took a picture.
Yeah.
As
Well,
you do.
Miles took the picture.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you had fun and you made a lot of memories.
Memories.
How can you not remember a single fucking thing?
Were you drunk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, not the whole time, but just.
Well, they're doing.
Oh,
You made out with
you
the
remember
horse?
that?
Yeah, there's a horse that
Horse.
you're kissing.
Oh yeah, that's Miles.
Oh.
Is that Sam Ireland?
No.
It looks like her, doesn't it?
It does
Yeah.
look like her.
My favorite was the Hodor.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that
that
was
was
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
That's a good photo.
Oh, is that you on the back
Of Hodor.
Of Hodor?
Yeah.
A
Did I
guy
see
dressed
that?
up
Did
like
you-
Hodor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I did see the Black Power Ranger, the original Black Power Ranger. Billy, I think. No.
Look how thrilled Gus.
No, wait.
Sweet.
Less fucks.
did you hear about what Bryan Cranston did at Comic Con this year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. You didn't see him walking around, did you?
No.
No.
He was wearing like a Walter White
Yeah.
mask.
Bryan Cranston had a Walter White mask on from Breaking Bad, and he was dressed up like Walter White from Breaking Bad.
That's so
And then
funny.
at the panel, he walked up on stage all goofy, and then he sat down in Bryan Cranston's thing, and then pulled his mask off, and oh shit, it's Bryan Cranston.
I wonder how many people were just like, man, that guy walked right past me.
Yeah,
I
he
could've
was
said hi.
he was on Conan O'Brien, and he showed clips from like people walking around taking photos of him and stuff, like because it was a cool looking costume, so
Yeah.
people were taking photos with the guy in the costume.
Didn't Elijah Wood do that last year at Comic Con? Like he wore an Iron Man mask? Oh no, that was.
Robert Downey Jr.'s done that a few times, and then I think Adam Savage from MythBusters, he dresses up in crazy costumes, but yeah, any celebrity, they always have to cover their face and walk around.
yeah, I could see why.
Yeah. So
I mean, we experienced that a little bit at RTX.
yeah, I didn't get any chance at all to walk around RTX
Yeah.
this year. I was just like, I would like to see the
Just
show
put on a
floor,
Bryan
but
Cranston mask and walk around.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad comes back this Sunday.
this Sunday,
I've been
Are we gonna watch
I've been
it?
trying to rewatch the last bit of Breaking Bad to get caught back up in anticipation of the
We
new
should do a
season.
spoiler cast in that, Gus.
We are doing a spoiler cast on
Hey!
Friday for Breaking Bad.
Friday.
Sweet.
So
I'm excited. God,
who's going to be on it? It's you, me,
I think
Bernie
and Gavin. Yeah. And so
Right. I always forget Gavin watched it.
Yeah, me too. Like at first, it was just going to be Jack, Bernie, and myself. And
Yeah.
I was told Bernie, like, who else watches it? He's like, Gavin. I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Derp.
Gavin
I think
loves Breaking
everyone
Bad.
watches it.
I introduced Gavin to Breaking Bad. I still
really?
forget that he watches it. Yeah.
This podcast introduced me to Breaking Bad when I used to listen to you guys back in like 2011,
dude,
and you talking about it.
I
was
talked
like,
about that
oh,
show so much it pissed off Gus. Then he watched it and actually enjoyed it.
I didn't watch it because of you.
I thought you did.
No.
I thought you just watched it because I talked about it all the time.
Bernie's the one you pissed off with it.
Okay, that makes sense.
But everyone remembers shit wrong with me.
Whatever.
I remember everything.
Now I'm pissed off.
You go pee in the oven.
Fuck this. Go piss in your oven.
We need a counter for how many times that's been said on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Drink whenever someone pees in an oven.
Pee in an oven.
I still can't believe you did that. My sister would sometimes like have the same thing. Like she was kind of a sleepwalker, and she'd get up and go to like the dining room, and she'd like sit down at the dining room table and like laugh in her sleep.
really
and then we'd like in the middle of the night like go in, and she'd just be sitting there laughing. You'd be like, "Come on, let's go back to bed." And she'd just like
What
asleep
kind
the
of
whole
laugh?
time.
Like a giggle?
No, like full out like belly laughing. It was like something out of a horror movie.
No, I was just saying that's really scary.
Yeah, especially because like all the lights are off. It's like the middle of the night. You're
Did she have
asleep,
like her hair
and
covering
you
her
get like
face?
woken up by like laughter in your house. You're like, what the fuck is that?
I don't understand sleepwalking. Like, I mean, I snore so loud I'll wake myself up every now and then. I'm like, I imagine if I was belly laughing, I'd be like, oh, I'm awake.
You did that on a plane one time.
Yeah.
I think it was me and Gavin or someone. We were sitting like diagonally from you so we could see you, and you were asleep and your cheeks were flapping because you were snoring. And then you went, and and then you just like shook yourself awake, and you're just like,
Yeah, I saw someone do that on a plane in this most recent Australia trip. He was like behind me to the left. I was like, man, that guy's snoring really loud. And then sure enough, it was like, he did that thing, he was like, and he like shoots up and like looks around.
Like, was someone else snoring?
Yeah, it's like, was that me? The worst is like, I've also woken myself up drooling on a plane.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done that.
Which is
so when you have
awful.
a beard, it's even worse because then it gets in the beard. Similar,
but no one can
similar when
see
you
it.
sneeze, or it's still, you can feel it though. That's the gross thing. And then try to clean it out. It's like you have to dig in there and like clean it. It's gross.
nasty.
The problems with a beard.
Yeah, mess with the splitter down there and then that thing next to it, those two black boxes.
Always, do you do the thing where you're just like,
Podcast.
There you go.
I've seen people do that so many times on airplanes.
I do
Where
that
they're
a
doing
lot.
Or the chin hitting the chest.
Where you just
Headbutt?
like, you're falling asleep and like, what wakes you up is your head not like,
Yeah.
I'm always embarrassed
Yeah.
when I do it because I'm just like, man,
What?
so many people saw me do that.
But I feel like that wakes you up and then you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did. And then you like fall asleep again instantly.
Yeah, it's immediately back out.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing at the PAX Prime thing last year at that event you and I went to.
Was that last year?
Was it last year?
I guess so, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, the WildStar thing. Yeah, that would have been last year.
Oh, when you were in
Wait.
the front row of that game thing?
And
I can't believe that was only a year ago.
That was last
I'm
year.
pretty
PAX
sure that was
Prime.
last year, right?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think like things. This
It seems like it was a
goes
lot
by
longer
so
ago than
fast
that,
now.
but God.
I used to do that all the time in class. I couldn't, every class that had a lecture, I would just like do the head nod bob, or I'd look at them dancing or something.
I used to actually sleep in science class in high school.
Oh, I'd sleep
Like,
in all my
actually take
class.
a nap.
Yeah, I would do that too. I was really bad about
I was a
sleeping in
great
class.
student.
So I went to college at a really small university in Houston called Rice. And like our incoming class was 400 people, I want to say. So it's like super small.
Is Rice that tiny?
Yeah, it's really tiny. They've grown since then. They used to only have 8 colleges back then. Now they have 10. So they're a little bigger now. But anyway, so it's a really small class. You know everyone, and when you're a freshman, you take a lot of the same classes as the other freshmen. So there's this one guy in particular. His name was Philip, and I had a couple of classes with him. I had like a programming class, chemistry, calculus. I had at least those 3 classes with him. And one day, me and my friends were like he liked to sit in the same seat every class.
Yeah.
Like he would always go and he'd have his seat that he wanted to have. So one day, me and my friends decided that we were just going to take his seats. Like we were going to work on a
In each
schedule.
class?
Yeah, where one of us would leave the previous class like 5 minutes early, go to the next class, and then get in the seat that he liked. That way we beat him there. Then when he came in, he wouldn't have his seat. We only did this once because I remember the last class of the day was that the programming class. And he didn't get the seat he wanted. He ended up sitting behind the seat he wanted. And before class started, he just sat there and was sulking. And then my friend was sitting in front of him in the seat he wanted, and he picked up his pencil and started going, like pretending he was stabbing my friend in the back with his pencil, and then like slammed it down on the chair, and I was like, oh shit, we broke him.
God.
So we never took his seat again after that.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez, man. That's like high school shooter
That's like,
behavior, right?
no, that's like the beginning of a really bad horror movie, where it's just like,
They took my seat one too many times.
I don't even know why we
Now
did that. It was just like some dumb
revenge.
thing, like, yeah, let's take his seats.
Yeah.
But yeah, he flipped the fuck out.
Jesus.
I had a guy in college I knew who really liked Christmas. So for the
Okay, people do.
yeah, for the entire month of December, he wore an elf outfit, like green tights, red tunic,
Okay.
and like a Santa hat.
Okay.
And he would like, I'd be at the stop walk and I'd be like, oh hey Ryan, and he'd be like, sorry, this isn't Ryan, this is his best friend Napkin the elf.
Napkin the elf.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, oh hey Napkin, and he'd be like, here, you want some Christmas cookies?
He had cookies in his pocket, so he wore the same outfit every day for a fucking month without washing it, probably.
I mean, I don't know.
And he kept cookies in his pocket. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you ate it?
yeah, why not? Isn't that
What kind of cookies?
little, like, you know, the little like
Ginger
they're like,
snaps?
no, they're shaped like Christmas wreaths
Oh,
and like
okay.
those kind of things with little like crystal.
Like a sugar cookie
Yeah,
with
they were good.
Yeah.
Chris, this
Napkin.
man was you, wasn't it? Right?
No, he
This isn't
was.
Chris, this is Napkin.
No,
the
I
Elf.
did have a really cool experience with Napkin the Elf though.
Sounds like the beginning of like a drug story. Like, man, I was fucked up.
Napkin
No.
We were
showed up.
Joshua Tree in this guy.
So much fun.
I was in
Napkin has the best
a lab
LSD.
working on a film, and it's one of those things where it's like there were no windows or anything like that, and I was in there for like 5 hours, and it was like December 23rd third or something, right during finals, and then the doors burst open and Napkin the elf jumps out and it's like, "It's snowing! It's a Christmas miracle!" and then ran out.
Was it snowing?
Yes, it was like the only day it snowed.
It would be
It was in
amazing
Austin,
if it
Texas.
wasn't.
The only day it snowed that entire year.
I remember when it snowed here.
Yeah, and I was like,
What year was that?
I want to say it was like
it would have been like
2003 or 2004. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's not wrong because that's
That's not
2008 or 9. 2008
That's
or 9.
fairly recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's when I graduated.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was a Christmas miracle.
It was a Christmas
Brought
miracle.
And
you
then
by
he threw
Napkin the Elf.
cookies.
Did he really?
No, he didn't do that. But that would have been awesome.
It would also if you had like snow or something. Like,
It's
he was
snowing.
ready. Here, I'm going to read this. I want to remind everyone that this episode of the podcast is brought to you by...
there was a show on Hulu Plus, or on Hulu, that I watched forever ago, and I think they've taken it off now, but it was this Japanese game show where they played a 24-hour game of tag. Have I told you about this, Gus?
No.
It's called like Sensu no Gaki or something like that. Apparently, it's 5 guys that are in a comedy troupe or a comedy group together out in Japan. And one of them one guy bet the other 4 that he could beat them on a foot race. Like it was like a 400-meter race, like around a track. And they did it relay style, and he just did it by himself. And then he beat them. And their punishment was the fact that they got to go on a 24-hour game of tag, where it was in the middle of this gym, and they sat in the middle. And then every now and then, like this random dude in this black leather outfit would jump out, and if he caught you, he would do something bad to you, and it would change, and the person in the suit would change. So like at one point, like they're running, and like they caught this guy, and all of a sudden like another guy showed up. They pinned him to the floor, and then like 3 naked children ran out and sat on his face, and he's like "Wow!" and freaking out, and then they ran away. At one point, they grabbed a guy, pinned him to a wall, and they started launching dodgeballs at him through one of those football launchers.
Yeah.
There's another where like about 40 people showed up with fans, and it started like beating all of them, and they basically tortured these guys for a solid day.
How can you use naked children as a weapon?
It was amazing.
They figured it out. He just told you how.
No, but like, is that
But
legally?
I don't know, man. But they pinned these guys to the ground. The kids ran out. And they sat down on his face. It's like, oh, I'm freaking
The real
out.
question is why?
It's for his show, and also Japan.
Have you heard of this new reality show called Naked and
Naked and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I've seen it. I love that
I
show.
watched like 3 minutes of it and I was so confused.
Yeah, so they essentially take like wilderness, primitive survival experts and then drop them off like in a really inhospitable environment, 1 man, 1 woman, and they have to
Naked.
work together naked. They get like 1 item
They
that
get
they can
one
each
thing, yeah.
take, and they have to live out there for 21 days.
What would you choose?
A condom. No, I'm kidding. I would
condom?
take a box of condoms.
And the control room explodes.
I don't know. It seems like the things that are most popular are knives and fire starters.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
There was
either
one
a
guy
lighter
who
or a
took
knife.
goggles so he could catch fish, and he was afraid of the water. It was like the dumbest item, and then he wouldn't even use it to get in the water because he was afraid of the ocean.
Maybe he's like, I'll break my fear with my like that would. I don't know.
It didn't happen. So you only watched 3 minutes?
I watched 3 minutes.
You
of it.
absolutely should watch that show. It's crazy.
Dude, I love those terrible reality shows like Gold Rush. I fucking love Gold Rush.
I saw the first 2 seasons of Gold
What's
Rush,
Gold
I
Rush?
think.
Gold Rush is a show about these miners in the Yukon, like Alaska and Canada and the Northwest. And it's like there's like 3 or 4 different groups depending on which season you watch.
Mm-hmm.
And one is this kid named Parker Schnabel, Parker Schnabel. I don't know, whatever. He's a 17-year-old
Not as
kid.
common as Barbara, but
He's a
Those
17-year-old
words.
kid who runs a gold mine by himself, and like there's a couple employees.
Whoa.
But it's like his grandfather's, and his grandfather basically gave it to him, said, "Here, you can run it." So it's like this kid working these giant machines and stuff, and like panning for gold. There's another group of like these guys who don't know what the fuck they're doing, and so they've been like just handed all this money to buy these machines, and it all keeps breaking
Is this
down.
a reality show?
It's a reality show.
They were the guys that were the focus of season 1.
Yeah, season 1 was just those
It
guys.
was like those guys were like, we've all been laid off from our jobs because the economy's bad. So they're from like Washington State. They're like,
Yeah.
we're just going to buy all this equipment and go up to Alaska and try to find gold.
and
They've
so,
never done it before.
Yeah, so it's a guy and his father.
YOLO.
It's a guy and his father and this old guy with this giant white beard, and his name is, I kid you not, Jack Hoffman. And then
Wow.
the reason why they found the plot of land they found in the first season, they went there because they knew for sure there was a glory hole at the bottom of the land. So it's Jack Hoffman in his glory hole, digging into the
Hoffman.
glory hole.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing about it was they kept talking about wanting to find the glory hole.
Yeah,
They're like the glory hole is just a little further.
There's
We just
treasure
gotta-"
in that glory hole. We know it.
I guess it's like where sediment has like gathered gold into a big deposit.
Yeah, it's
So it
right,
actually
basically
means something.
a glory
except
hole.
Yeah.
A wall
It's
with a hole in it where you
basically
stick
what
your
it
dick
is. It's a
into.
prehistoric waterfall. So the water will basically run off of rocks, go down, and then the pool of the bottom of the waterfall, that's the glory hole.
Like all the gold falls and settles in
Yeah,
there.
and it
That's
settles
cool.
in the bottom of it. So if you can find one of those, that glory hole is rich of gold.
Yeah.
So,
It's full
but
of glory.
anyway,
I've watched,
so
I've watched first 2 seasons. I
yeah,
think.
so I think they're up to. There'll be season 4 coming up this fall. That and like Deadliest Catch. I love Deadliest Catch. Like there's something about those terrible reality shows.
I know a guy who went to go work on one of those fishing
I
boats.
think we talked about that.
I don't think we're talking about it on the podcast, which is why I'm
okay.
bringing it up now. Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
Like before Deadliest Catch was a show, I knew this guy like back in '98,
Wow.
and I think like the summer of '98, he's like, "Yeah, I found this job. I can make $40,000. I just have to go for like 3 months and help catch fish up in Alaska." He's like, "It's really dangerous though." I was like, "Okay," and yeah, he went and did it, made his
Jesus.
money, and came back.
Wow.
That's the thing. If you can survive it, it's like 40 to 60 grand in 2 or 3 months, depending on how well it goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, wow. All right. So
Have you ever won like the lottery in any capacity?
I hit 5 out of 6 numbers on the lottery and won $2,500 when I was like in 4th grade, or my parents did, but
That's
like
pretty
they were my numbers that they used and they won. So I got
Okay, this is gonna be good.
I got an Xbox out of it. Chris has a scratch-off ticket.
Pulled off
in his
dazzling
hand.
7.
I think I won $1.
Hey.
Been in my wallet for like 6 months.
Is that even redeemable at this point?
I don't know.
Why don't you just redeem it?
You know, there's a gas station
I
within walking distance.
I went to go redeem it one time, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, we can only." I think it was like too late or something.
Oh, it's
So
expired.
you kept it longer.
No, they were like, "You have to come back at like 10 or something." It was like,
Oh, it's too late in the day.
Yeah. But you know, one of these days I'm gonna cash it. It was worth the value of the ticket itself.
That's a $2 ticket.
Oh, okay, then it's $2 winning.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so you could buy another ticket with your winning.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't buy it. I just cash it in. Big.
How often do you buy
Yeah.
lottery tickets?
I don't.
Okay.
It was like I don't know. I think I was just drinking and like lottery ticket.
Yeah, you're feeling lucky.
As you do. That's when you gamble. Gus
Yeah.
and I played craps together.
Yeah, we finally played craps
finally
together.
played craps together
at,
in,
at
at a
Australia
casino.
At the Crown.
You hadn't done that before?
No,
You've
we
never
like
been to
we
Vegas together?
No, we'd always been.
When's the last time we've been to Vegas together? Have we ever gone to Vegas together?
I don't think we ever have.
I would think you would have played craps together if you had.
I only started playing this year.
Yeah, I think maybe you were there for a GameStop's managers conference once.
Oh, and yeah, and I was not. I didn't
or
play
no,
craps.
maybe that was Joel and Matt. I think
I
it
was
was Joel. I remember Matt was there. I think it was Joel.
07 was the last GameStop Managers Conference I went to.
I think it
in
was
Vegas.
after that.
Okay.
It was at Mandalay.
Yeah, it was in Mandalay.
And yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we got to play, and of course, like the craps, the odds are different in Australia. Like the bets are a little bit different.
Really?
But I actually ended up doing pretty good. You
So,
made money.
There were, I ended up positive as well. There were things that annoyed me about playing craps in Australia versus playing craps in the US. First of all, like some of the bets and the rules were slightly different. I mean, it wasn't anything overwhelming. It was all manageable. But it seemed like down there, people who aren't playing crowd the table.
Yeah.
Like most of the table
That's
was
a common thing.
people not
We
playing.
should also say there was one table in the whole casino,
So
just
it's like
one craps.
everyone who was, I didn't realize it at first, but I went to one end of the table, like I squeezed in, made my space. Then as we were playing, I realized the only people playing the game were on our side of the table. Like we were all squeezed together. Everyone else around the table was just watching. So when new players would come in, they'd always come and try to go on our side and be like, no, go over there.
Yeah, spread it out.
Like the dealer wouldn't be like, hey, if you're not betting anything or anything, just
I mean, and it was like, and normally I've experienced a spectator or two. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm talking, this was fucking crowded.
Yeah, it was like half the table.
especially if it's the only one there.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Also, it's like if it's that crowded and that popular, I guess, like why wouldn't they have another table? But it's like no one was playing. I guess
Yeah.
there weren't that many players.
Yeah, but there was one person, I was sitting there playing, and someone walked up and they said, "Oh, what is this game?" And it's like, you've never heard of craps before? I guess it's not a thing there. So it was weird. But I ended up doing really
Dealers
well.
were friendly.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, I found that's universally true.
Yeah.
It seems like craps dealers are always like super friendly and like
Yeah.
super willing to explain and help you along.
Yeah.
It's like we definitely needed the help since the rules were slightly
Yeah,
different.
yeah. Like we were trying to make, like, you can't make bets for the dealers there. Like in Vegas, you can like throw down $1 for a dealer, put this wherever you want. And they'll put it, and then it's a tip basically.
Yeah.
There, I tried to do that at one point. And they're like, "Oh no, we can't take
It's
tips."
probably part of the tipping thing.
Yeah. Well, it's also they make a better salary than they do other places too.
Yeah,
So.
it's probably true
But
as well.
it was a lot of fun. I ended up doing really well, actually. Like we played together, and then we were both up a little bit, and then you went home, and I was staying there, so I was like, screw it, I'll stay for a little bit longer. And then I ended up going back and making a lot of money.
Yeah, because we were flying out the next day.
Yeah.
So I had to get in a cab to go back to my hotel,
Yeah. But,
which apparently the name I mispronounced.
oh, did you?
No,
Oh,
remember I
yeah,
told
the
you?
taxi. Yeah, that's right, the
Fucking
taxi thing.
Taxi
Yeah.
driver.
Man, but yeah, it was fun. That was cool. It was good. It was good. So far we are positive playing craps together. So now we got to go to Vegas and do it upright.
Gus was my good luck charm when I played.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, every time Gus was at the table with me, I would make a lot of money. And then I tried to go play with either Alan or by myself, and I would lose. I'm just like, I need Gus.
I think that's the hard thing. Like, you need to know when to walk away. Like, that's why I walked away that night. Like, it had been real hit and miss.
Yeah.
And I was still up, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, you walked away, and then when I went back to the table, like 3 shooters in a row shot for like 20 minutes apiece, and it was just like huge, just banked, and so. And I was trying to get it myself up to $1,000 so I can get a $1,000 chip, and I got within $20 of doing it once, and then I whittled it back down. So not terribly. I still walked away with a lot of money, but still, I was like so close. They don't have $500 chips there. I was aiming for a $500 chip, and they didn't have them. So
Now I want to go to Vegas.
I want to go to
I was thinking about it earlier.
Let's go to Vegas before PAX.
Yeah, God, I want to go to Vegas so bad. There's a GameStop Managers Conference there, like right before PAX.
Alan may have talked to me about it. I was like, Alan, we're going to Vegas. He's like, it's funny you mentioned that.
Brandon's telling me he can go to Vegas right now for $5. He's like, instantly.
He's using his points now. Like, I guess he learned how to use his mileage points, and so. But yeah, Vegas is great.
He also, when we went to Vegas recently, he was like, hey, let me book your flight. And I'm like, why? It's like, because I want to put it on my credit card. And I'm like, I was like, I'll book it, whenever at my own time. He's like, no, let me book it right now. Let me book your flight right now. I can book it right now. And
Maybe he was just eager to get you all, like...
Well, no.
No, he was collecting the points.
He booked, like, 10 flights.
Oh,
and
really?
put it all in his, like, airline credit card.
Sneaky bastard.
And then just, like...
racked it up.
Yeah.
Well,
I do that a lot here. I'll book my own travel with Rooster Teeth on my own personal credit card and then expense it so that I get points.
So how diligent was he, like, to get the money from you? Like, did he book the flight and he was like, come on, pay up. Hey, when are we paying up?
Yeah, I think he did a pretty good job of it.
Okay, that's good. So he wasn't a dick about it or anything.
Oh, no, he was fine.
Okay.
He's complaining about someone who stiffed him.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's what happens
see?
when you have...
Hope you enjoy those points. Enjoy the $5 flight to Vegas.
Well, no, the points make up for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's a lot of points.
Man, I think I've hit gold now for American because of my flights to Australia and back, because I've flown round trip twice now. And so, but I got screwed on one of my flights. They didn't add it for some reason. So I actually have to call up American and be like, hey, what's up? How come you didn't add these points?
When I used to be platinum, it's because I used to go to Australia, once or twice a year.
Yeah.
So like making that trip really.
It's like 8,000 miles one way.
Yeah.
So.
Do you lose that status if you don't maintain?
Yeah, every year you got to maintain it.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll hit gold and probably keep gold and that'll be it.
On the way to and from PAX, God, this is a guilty. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I did not book myself on the nonstop flight because I could get more miles connecting through San Francisco.
Gus.
Because this is like just the
Is that
cutoff
why you did it?
to get the next level of elite
Gus.
status. So I've
Why
got
would you admit to that?
layovers on my way to and from there.
Didn't they screw you over on one of the flights though? Like you didn't get the points for it?
No. Oh, they ended up giving it to me.
Okay, you did.
So on the way down there, like again, to get points, I ended up like stopping in Sydney and then flying from Sydney to Melbourne. But then the fucking plane broke in Sydney and my Sydney to Melbourne flight was canceled. They literally came on the flight, like the pilot came on. Was it the pilot? Whatever. Someone came on the announcement.
Yeah.
Actually, first of all, it was a really empty flight.
Really?
So it was a 747 from Sydney to Melbourne. There were maybe 100 people on it.
Jesus.
It's like almost everyone had their own row.
That's
Wow.
cool.
That's really cool.
Do you like lounge?
Yeah, and we were like, yeah, this is awesome. And then they come on, they're like, there's a problem with a wire. The plane's not safe to be on.
Oh no.
So the flight's been canceled. And I was like, what? The plane's not safe to be on? And then they made us sit there for 2 more hours.
It could explode at any moment.
And then we were allowed to get off the plane. And then as I was walking off, like I walked by where the upstairs is, like where the stairs are, and I could hear like 2 of the mechanics talking. He's like, yeah, I took off all the panels out of the galley. He's like, I still can't find it. He's like, it's all in pieces up there right now. The mechanic's like, huh. And then I was like, oh shit.
Abort.
Yeah, I was like, get off.
Gremlins.
So fun talking about plane stories after you travel.
Yeah, it's a lot easier doing that.
I'm really happy I'm not going anywhere for a while.
No one died on my flights this time.
That's good. So your percentage of international flight deaths is steadily decreasing.
25% right now. 25% chance someone will die on my flight.
With the heart attack, right? What else? What other incident was there?
No, that was it.
Oh.
No, I've been on 4 flights.
Gotcha.
So I apologize. I did the read, and I said we would come back and talk about VidCon, but then we never went back to talk about
it's all
VidCon.
good. We still got plenty of time.
How was VidCon?
VidCon was really, really fun. It's like a very strange convention just
So-
in comparison to what we're used to.
Is VidCon put on by YouTube?
No, it's put on by the Vlog Brothers.
Oh,
I forget their names right now, but it's not put on by YouTube. But it's sponsored by YouTube. And it seems like it's a YouTube convention just because like every single like YouTuber is there. But yeah, it was really strange because we're used to going to gaming conventions, which is predominantly, 13 to 24-year-old male. Some females go, but this was like being at a Justin Bieber concert. Everyone was like a 12 to 17-year-old girl. Everyone was like super LA, super kind of douchey. I'm saying that in the nicest way possible, but it was just really weird to be there in comparison.
Did anyone scream when they saw Gavin? Like, ah,
No, but we did hear people scream for like Tobuscus and
Really?
PewDiePie and all those
great
other
people.
cool guys. Yeah.
Tobuscus is awesome, actually. Like,
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
he is a hard-working dude. Like, I saw him at E3, and he was just crushing it at the Ubisoft booth. And it was just like,
Honestly,
how do you
like-
keep that energy, man?
Those YouTubers actually like they put a lot of work into what they do and a lot of energy, and I don't think a lot of people realize the amount of energy it takes to be at those conventions and to
Yeah.
meet people all day.
one of the early, so, we only started RTX in 2011.
Yeah.
That's when we had it in the field down the street. But we had talked about having our own convention for a long time. I think the first time we kicked around the idea was like 2005. And we wanted to have an internet convention
Yeah.
where we can invite internet content creators to come to it. People like the Brothers Chap, who did Homestar Runner, Drew Curtis from FARC, Commander Taco from Slashdot, big sites at the time. And we were going to call it .com-con.
.com.
And I think so VidCon reminds me of that. It seems
Yeah.
like the same kind of thing. It's very
similar
internet
to
focused.
spill.con.
Spill. Yeah, which is, I think is a funny name.
Yeah.
I still think .com-con is the funniest name for
that
an internet
exist?
That's
convention.
really funny.
We could still rename
possible.
RTX. There's still time.
Nah.
Too late now.
One of my current pet peeves with RTX is people referring to it as Rooster Teeth Expo, which
Right.
it is not.
It's nothing really.
RTX does not
It's
stand for
RTX.
anything. Yeah.
That's news to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even internally at Rooster Teeth, I have to tell people,
You yelled at me on the podcast about
do
that.
not call it Rooster Teeth Expo. It is
I
not
think it's
Rooster Teeth
because people
Expo.
think we're using the same idea as PAX, where it's Penny Arcade Expo,
Yeah.
and they have the X. But for us, it could be that. It could be Rooster Texas.
Yeah.
It could be a number of things.
I
But
was,
it's
I was like, I like incorporating the X into a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, it's stupid. I call it like the X factor. Like when we had the Rooster Teeth store at RTX this year, there were two different lines. There was the Express line and the Experience line. Again, like I try to incorporate it as much as possible throughout the event.
Yep.
Even if
Clever.
it's not public facing, it's like it's internal, and I don't want it to seem like the event is solely about us.
Right.
It's not the Rooster Teeth Expo. It's an expo we put on with things that we like.
Yeah.
So it's my current pet peeve, which is why I bring it up.
RTX.
So VidCon's in Anaheim.
Yeah.
But I hear that not everything was in the actual Anaheim Convention Center. Alan was telling me there was like a stage out between two hotels.
Yeah, there was like an outside stage where I think they had musical performances. It was between the Hilton and the Marriott. The Hilton, I mean, it was pretty much connected to the convention center, but it was like there was a walkway between the two hotels where they just set up the stage. It was really odd.
Huh.
What? So does VidCon fill up a lot of... The Anaheim Convention Center is fucking massive.
Yeah.
I think it's bigger than the San Diego one. Like how many halls does it take? Do you know like how big it was?
It didn't seem to take up too much of the space. I think they had between 10 and 13,000 attendees. From what I saw, they used a pretty good chunk of the exhibition hall and then some rooms upstairs, but I didn't spend too much time wandering around inside. We went to the panels that we went to, and then we had a meetup on Saturday where we got to meet like a bunch of fans who were in town for VidCon, which was really cool. Everyone was really nice. That's something also very different about VidCon is everyone's just like really friendly and like
Everyone's friendly at all events.
everyone's always friendly, but at VidCon people were just I don't know.
Did people
So
dress up?
everyone's,
they were
telling-
LED.
People were very
everyone's tweeting
fancy.
that the Vlog Brothers are John and Hank Green.
John and Hank
I
Green.
have to say that because it's like non-stop wall of tweets.
Yeah. Hank Green was actually on a panel with Bernie
Mm.
that he moderated about having to live in LA to produce content online.
Did people like cosplay?
No, I didn't
No?
see any cosplayers. Everyone was.
People didn't cosplays like Tobuscus or...
It looked like I was in.
There were Tobuscus shirts though.
It looked like I was in a American Apparel magazine.
Okay.
Like imagine the people who you would see wearing that kind of stuff.
Were there any like normal celebrities there as well? Like any famous TV or movie stars?
The only one I could think of offhand is Danielle Fishel.
Oh yeah,
from
Topanga.
Boy Meets World.
Nice.
Yeah, she was there.
Topanga.
You think Sarah Silverman and what's Dwight from The Office weren't there?
I didn't see him.
Well, that's the thing. Like YouTube always pushes like the big name people like online. You see commercials and stuff, and it's like, oh, okay.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily YouTube pushing them, but I feel like there's a lot of crossover. Obviously, like people in Hollywood try to do things on the internet,
Yeah.
and I feel like their marketing teams and their PR people definitely do a lot of pushing about that stuff. Like Lisa Kudrow has that web series I know you always hear about.
Yeah, and then like David Wayne has Wainy Days.
Didn't Tom Hanks beat us in a category for a web series?
I think like HBO and Tom Hanks.
It was 30 Rock beat us for something.
At the
Producers Guild Award.
Yeah, the Producers Guild Award. Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid celebrities.
Tom Hanks beat us at the Streamies or the Webbies, according to Brandon.
Okay. See, I knew he beat us at something.
This just in.
That's what you look like.
The way you phrase it makes it sound like Tom Hanks is out in the parking lot and just beats you. Like, what? Come on, nerd. Crack.
I have 2 funny Gavin stories from VidCon.
Hit us.
Go.
As you remember, VidCon last year was the story of Bernie pushing Gavin in the elevator and
Right.
pressing all the buttons because he was so drunk.
Oh yeah.
And Gavin trying to push Bernie into a fountain and like punching the walls of the hotel. So Gavin's notorious for getting very drunk at VidCon, which happened again.
So he's 2 for 2, basically.
Yes.
All right.
One night we went out to, the Collective was having a party and it was open bar, and of course Gavin opened that bar and drank it. So he got pretty drunk, and we were going back to our hotel in the elevator, and me and Gavin get off at the same floor because we're staying like in rooms that are adjacent to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like stumbling behind me and trying to like trip me as we're walking, and I'm like, come on Gavin, let's put you to bed. You need to sleep. And at one point I don't hear anything behind me, and I turn around and Gavin is lying face down on the floor.
Oh my God, do we have a picture of this?
That's close enough.
That looks
And,
fake. What's next to him?
His bag. We got goodie bags at the
Oh,
party.
okay.
So he just laid there for
I like that your first instinct instead of helping him up was to take a photo.
Also, you might be a little drunk too. That photo is not like
I took it.
level. That photo is totally crooked as
Okay,
well.
I drank a little bit too. But it's not like he like passed out. He actually just laid down on the floor because he didn't feel like walking anymore. So that was fun to deal with.
So did you just leave him? Like, all right, peace
I
out.
kept walking, and I'm just like, come on, you should go to sleep. You're tired. And he's like, but Barbara, I don't want to walk anymore. That was my Gavin impression.
Does he like turn into a baby? Like a rattle
Yeah.
appears in his hand. And he's like, "Wah."
And then another funny story I have about Gavin, which I already told him about because I wanted to see his reaction, but I figured like if I waited till next week, it would have been irrelevant. So I didn't get a do not disturb sign in my hotel room. It just like wasn't
I hate when that
provided to me.
happens.
Yeah.
I normally
Gavin's-
steal other people's.
Yeah, this is exactly what I did.
Oh, okay.
One's hanging on doors.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's mean.
So I was leaving my hotel room, and I didn't want them in my room because I like had something like set up, and I was like going to be back in a couple hours. And I passed by Gavin's room, and he says that he has his do not disturb sign. So I'm just like, oh, I don't even think he's in his room. I'll just put it on my door. We're at dinner a couple hours later, and Gavin was like, so the maid walked in on me taking a shit today.
It was in the oven.
So apparently me removing his do not disturb sign, like about half an hour later, a maid walked in on him. He had the door completely open and was just taking a
Oh
shit.
my God.
And so,
They didn't knock or anything?
Why wouldn't
Apparently-
he close the door?
because he thought he had to do
I
not
close the
disturb
door
sign.
even if my sign's up.
That's almost
I mean,
worse though.
You're
Like,
just
if you're in
keeping
there
it
with the door
ventilated,
closed,
you know?
and then you walk out and they're like doing your bed, you're like, what? Like,
Like
No,
he
that's the
apparently
cool
like
thing
jumped
about-
up.
Having a hotel room to yourself is you just be naked the whole time. You don't have to. It's
Yeah.
just an open
you know,
door
that's the
problem.
cool thing about owning a house.
Well, yeah.
That's,
Or any
until you're
living
Aaron
space
Andrews
by
and there's a
yourself.
fucking camera on the goddamn peephole.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there are people following you around, Gus. Like, maybe today's the day.
Or just randomly go up to random rooms.
I guess so.
Creepy.
That is creepy.
The hotel I stayed at in Australia had a cover on the inside of the peephole. So if you wanted to
Really?
look out, you had to like move the cover and you could
One
look.
of those like little like. Eek.
Yeah,
I love those.
nice. It made me feel safe and secure.
I bet.
So I could be naked all the time, just jacking off like crazy. Yeah, so I don't know how to go
I
from there.
just imagining you in a hotel room just like,
jacking off.
oh.
You're saying.
Breaking Bad's coming back. so excited.
Yes.
Let's talk about Breaking Bad.
I'm thinking about jacking off now.
All right.
My brain's
What's your
ruined.
best jacking off story?
My best jacking off story. I don't know if I have jacking off stories. I know, I don't
Aren't
have
they
one.
all really the same?
Yeah.
So I
Chris
thought
has
about
one. I
something
can
else.
tell.
I was trying to
Chris
think
is trying to get
I remember, I think I was in middle school. You know, I had gotten a copy of a VHS tape from my friend, and he was like, "All right, you can take it, but I need
VHS.
it back." So I was like, "All right, well, I got to make a copy myself," because this is like before. This is when we didn't have like high-speed internet.
Yeah.
So I like hooked up 2 VCRs together and was like copying one of them. And at some point, I fell asleep, and my mom and my brother came in, and my brother started going to play video games, and my mom was yelling at me to clean my room, and my brother turns on the TV, and it's like my mom is. It's just like there's 3 layers. I'm on the bed, my mom is here, and then my brother behind me turns on the TV, and it's just porn. And then he goes, like, looked at me wide-eyed, and I go, and then like he turned off the TV as my mom turned around.
Wow.
And it was like one of those things. It was like time slowed down.
Oh
And it was
my
just
God.
like it was
That's
just
like a
like
scene from Ferris Bueller's
no,
Day Off
I
or
know it is like
something
one of those
that.
things. Like, and then my brother just goes, it just looked at me like
How old was your brother?
I don't know, too young to be looking at porn. To the point where he was just like,
Well, the fact it was a
what
VHS
was that?
tape
Kind of.
means
what?
it was a long time ago. The fact it was a VHS tape
Yeah, I mean, it
means
was
you
a
both were
while
probably
ago.
too young.
Well, you weren't jacking off though. Like, how's this a jacking off story?
Well,
It was like future jacking
it was
off.
like a
guess so.
preparation thing, you know.
Does it piss you off that masturbating's nickname is your name?
no. I would get that. I would get that a lot when I was young, but I don't give a shit
Like,
anymore.
what if it was called gussing off?
Yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm gonna go Gus off right now.
That sounds horrible.
You should call it that anyway.
I never want. Please, Gus, I don't ever want to think of it as gussing off because it's like instantly I'll. I'm like, oh no, dear God, no, Gus, no. I'm not gussing up. I'm not gussing off.
What about chrissing off?
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's technically what you do, right?
My mom found a shirt, and it was a school bus with like a bunch of kids on, like, you know, stick figure drawings. And there was one figure hanging out of the bus waving, and it said Jack, and it had an arrow to him, and a kid was chasing him, and it had a little quote underneath, and it said, "Stop the bus, let my friend Jack off." So my mom bought it for me because it said my name.
Oh my God.
And she goes, "Look, it has your name on it,"
Wow.
and I was like, and I was in high school at the time, so I'm like, really? And just completely oblivious to it. It's like,
Did you
man,
ever
I love
wear
you,
it,
Mom.
or did you just tell
I
her right
may have
away?
worn it once, just to, like, you know, like, Mom, I'm wearing the shirt you got me, and it's just like,
Hey, Mom, let's pose for a picture.
hey.
My friend Jack off.
I wonder if it might be in my parents' house somewhere. I gotta see if I can find that thing.
If you can find it, you
frame
should
it.
totally bring it in.
Yeah, if next time I'm out there, I'll look for it.
Could
See if
you
I can
air
get
it
it.
on the podcast?
Sure. I don't know if I can fit into it anymore, but
Oh. Could Chris wear it on
Give
the
it
podcast?
to Give it to someone else.
yeah, it's fun when parents are just oblivious to that stuff. It's always moms too. Like, dads are usually hip, because
Because
like
males usually maybe
Jack
tend to
off?
have a
Yeah.
more dirty mind.
well, it's also like
And
you know, like
jack
I had a magazine when I was a kid. Like, I had it stuffed under my bed. My father absolutely knew I had that thing, right? Like, he had to know
You probably put it under your bed. Like one day you're like changing your,
Yeah.
you're like making your bed and like, the porn fairy visited me.
Well, this thing, like, did you ever find your dad's porn stash?
I don't think my dad had porn.
Really?
My dad's like, you know how I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I don't have good social skills.
Yeah.
My dad's like an alien.
Did Chris
Was he
diagnose it?
circumcised?
He's got a foreskin that's a mile long.
Jeez.
Was Chris questioning him like every day?
Where are you from? Where are your parents from?
Sorry, we'll get back to what you were saying, but that reminds me of a story. My dad's in law enforcement. So when I was a kid growing up, we had like a radio in our house, so he could like communicate with other law enforcement people, and it like picked up multiple frequencies from different law enforcement agencies. So I grew up on the border, so it picked up like Border Patrol and the Sheriff's Department and a whole bunch, like I said, many different agencies. So one time, one of my neighbors was visiting. We must have been like 10 years old, and my dad always kept the radio on. And like I think Border Patrol was radioing each other, talking about illegal aliens and how they were trying to find some illegal aliens. And my neighbor like turns to me and goes, "Aliens are real?" And I was like, "No, it's illegal aliens, you fucking idiot." I was like,
His eyes got all big.
yeah, his eyes got fucking huge. He
Wow.
thought he had like discovered it.
I love kids. They're
It's
so,
so
entertaining.
stupid. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No porn stash.
No. I don't think he had a porn stash. No. So,
Chris, did you ever find a porn stash growing up?
On my own.
Hey.
When you were like 6 and 7, you had your own?
you were
No,
looking
no.
for porn stashes when you were 6 and
I
7?
was 6 or 7, but
No, not that.
you know, I mean, you already heard one story of like proliferation of this stash.
How old were you at that point?
I don't know. I was
22.
probably like 12 or 13. I don't know.
Oh, we've
Maybe.
talked about before on the podcast. We've talked about forced porn.
Yeah.
Forced
Forced porn?
That
Oh,
absolutely
I did
exists.
find a trunk
I thought
of
you said
porn.
forced
Like,
porn.
Wait, you
in
found
college.
a trunk of porn?
Yeah. Like, I was taking out my trash from my apartment in college, and next to the dumpster was a big chest. I'm like, oh, that's
And
strange.
inside were a
No,
big chest.
no, it's just like one of those things. Like, oh, that's why would someone throw out a chest? And I opened it up, and I swear to God, it was just full of porn.
Did
Was
you
it like
like
the- was it like
emanate
the-
light?
Yeah, it was like the Ark of the
No,
Covenant.
it was like, well, it's just like
Avert your eye.
my guess was someone had a girlfriend, or made a girlfriend, or whatever,
I made my girlfriend.
and then the girlfriend was like, "You have an entire chest of porn," and made him throw it out.
Or his parents were coming to visit.
Or, well, no, I mean,
Although
I
he
feel like he
wouldn't
could
throw
have
it
locked
out.
it up or something, or it was something. It was like someone had it was a collection. It wasn't something he threw away lightly because it was like
Was it
it was
advertised?
organized. It was an impressive collection of porn.
Did you take anything from it?
No, maybe. Well, I mean, it was
course
one of
you
those
did.
things where it's like me and my. I was
Big
like,
Booty
I
Bitches
called out. I
Volume
called my
3.
roommate. It was like, dude, we have a thing. We have a situation out here that needs to be investigated. So we brought it out and we like carried it up and we're like, huh? And we
Like
went
Men
through
in
it all.
Black, They were like rope off the area.
We're like, all right, we have
Move
to
along,
erase
please.
everyone's memory. That's it. I mean, a lot of it was, some of it was like, a little sketchy. So we like,
Like what?
Some of it.
What's sketchy? What's sketchy porn?
Yeah, what is sketchy porn?
Just stuff like old people porn,
OPP.
pregnant porn, just like stuff that's a little like not
Like
got
fringe
it all.
stuff.
yeah
Not
and so
quite
we're like, oh,
mainstream, typical.
we'll discard this one and let's move on deeper into the chest and see what we find.
Wait, was this all outside, or did you take the whole thing?
No, we
back?
carried it back in at
Okay.
this point. It was
so
like
you weren't like sitting there like spreading it out.
You all
No,
didn't
it-
get like latex gloves and like we're gonna move the specimen inside.
well, you honestly, you probably it wouldn't be a good idea to wear latex gloves when you're digging through other people's porn.
That's what I said.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's like we should have.
Yeah.
We didn't,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Nice.
Good.
Do you think like VHS tapes or what were these? Was it?
There
like,
were VHS. See, the
DVDs?
thing is, at that point, I didn't have a VHS player, so there's certain VHS tapes that were just like, well,
So do you think VHS porn tapes have a higher percentage of like dick germs than like anything else in the world?
well, not more than magazines.
Porn magazines or normal
I would
magazines?
think porn
Porn
magazines.
magazines. Porn magazines, because they get,
Like they're continuously handled while
yeah,
you're.
well, handled, and they get,
They're in the way of fire.
yeah, they get,
They're in the line of fire.
get-
Yeah.
yeah.
Receptacles, as Brandon put it in my ear.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon.
Hopefully he doesn't put it
No,
in.
but yeah, VHSs, they're shady.
Yeah. There's a Comedy Central special by a comedian called Kumail Nanjiani. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He recorded the special here in Austin. I actually went to the filming back in like October or November, and it's really funny. And he grew up in Pakistan, and he tells a story about having a porn tape as a little kid in Pakistan, and how the power used to always go out, and like the power dying one day.
Oh, no.
With his porn tape in the VCR. I'm not going to spoil the whole story, but you should definitely watch it. I think they're still playing it on Comedy Central. The special's called Beta Male.
Well, it's like when you think of VHS porn and magazine porn, it's like it's like something you hand down to generation through generation.
I wish
Well, like
there
I was
just a
saying, like,
camera for
my-
Chris's face.
My like in middle school, my friend was like, "Oh, I got this copy of porn that we recorded from HBO, and then let me loan it to you." And I made a copy of that, and then I then gave that copy to another friend in middle school, who then made a copy of it. It was like,
So do you still have this VHS tape?
No.
Bring it in.
I mean,
I wonder what it looks like. First of all, I wonder what it is. Second of all, I wonder like how much generation loss has occurred on it.
It's like, well, this has gone through many generations of jerking off.
It's funny because like people nowadays, I remember watching TV with a sensor bar going down the thing, where you would have the channel but not really have the channel. It was like scrambled, and they could hear it kind of. Yeah, it's like that. The new generation will never experience that. Yeah. Forest porn. The newest generation will never have to deal with that. Porn just exists
kids,
online.
they got porn everywhere.
They'll never have to deal with it like it was a problem.
Yeah, they get porn on their phone.
Yep.
But
all right. Well, we're at about time here, so it's time to wrap up. I feel like we had a good discussion about dicks and gussing off.
Is there anything going on? Is there anything going on this week that people should know about?
Breaking Bad spoiler
Am I forgetting
cast.
something? Are you prompting me?
No, I'm trying to think of anything.
So we have the patch on Wednesday, Breaking Bad spoiler cast on Friday.
Do we have anything for YouTube comedy? Geek
We have
Week?
a ton of
Yeah,
a
we
lot
already
of
put something
stuff for Geek Week.
Geek Week coming
Yeah.
up.
I don't know what it is, so I don't want to say anything.
We already put up one thing. What was it called?
We put on the
with Michael and Lindsay.
RVB PSA.
The RVB PSA was really funny.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
That was
It was,
this week's
it was
RVB.
like a fake movie trailer.
Yeah.
Nice. And then
All right, well,
new episode of Ruby coming out this week, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Thursday.
check Geek Week on YouTube. We'll have plenty of stuff there. And of course, check roosterteeth.com. That's where all the best content
And
is.
achievemethunter.com is also good.
And I guess that one's all
They're
right.
the
You can
same
also
thing.
visit that
So
one.
thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you. I
Bye.
love you.
The CEO, the RVBB, AMF, Gavino Free, the brightest British guy you'll ever met. And Gussie runs the show, you see, with an acid fist and a stinky sneeze. Jack's been there, done that badass, and all he got was this lousy tea. Joel Heyman, how he's #1, but lost it all to a bet system. Anyone else who stumbles in, speak into the mic. This is Rooster Teeth Productions. God!
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm writing a theme song for the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Oh, I love those guys!